Hello and welcome to today's reading. So yesterday I did a reading which was about taking a leap of faith. I used the animal oracle cards and it was about a frog, and it was so weird today because I went to do meditation in the woods and a frog just suddenly crossed my path. Like, this little frog just jumped out of nowhere and was just suddenly there. So I thought I'm going to do another one of these cards and see how it resonates. And if the animal that we're talking about appears on your path, then it might be an opportunity for you to get in touch and have an in-depth reading. Please do like and subscribe to my channel. I'd love to hear your comments as well. So if this animal does actually step out onto your path, please do let me know. So I'm finding these cards quite interesting at the moment. So we're going to do another reading today with these specific cards. So let's shuffle and see what comes out today. So just take a moment to, if you are drawn to this video, it might be for a reason. There should be some information in here that will help you on your journey at this time. So let's see. Okay. Something about competence I'm feeling here. No, I don't believe it. We've got the frog and the lotus again. So this metamorphosis, this frog that I saw today, I kid you not, this is for somebody specific. This is a message for you. If you were following my last reading, and you may have seen my post if you follow me on social media about the frog that I saw today. This is so for you. It really, really is. So let's see what's happening for you today then, because you are going through quite a I nearly said traumatic then. Quite a transition, quite a moment. I've got the sheep and the blackberry as well, and devotions. Maybe sheep are something for you as well. I'm going to put that one out there too. Just because I was hoping for something different today, but actually the same things come out. But that's showing me that there is definitely a thread here that I'm working with somebody that's watching these videos right now. That is linking into your energy and trying to get this message across to you. So the message is about metamorphosis. And I said in the last reading about growing your legs. You're no longer that tadpole, you are now the frog. And once you've got all of the tools that you need, but you're not using them. So what is that all about? Why are you holding back from achieving what it is that you're looking for in life? So let's see what rune is guiding us on this path right now. Okay, we have Bacano. So you may be, I feel for many of you, you are transitioning from one version of yourself into another. And I feel like with Bacano, you're softening, you are becoming more aligned with a softer version of yourself, a more nurturing side of yourself. Maybe you are starting to look at ways that you can do more things for yourself in a kind way. Maybe instead of going to the gym today, you went home and run yourself a bath or worked with some essential oils. As kind of that energy that I'm getting here is that you are slowing down. I do feel for some of you, perhaps you have come from situations where you felt quite high in your adrenals, which means you've been in like a fight or flight type of energy for some time. So you may have felt a lot of adrenaline and cortisol kind of energy running through you, and now you're starting to relax. And I know that feeling. When you start to relax, you feel tired. It feels like you want to rest a little bit, whereas normally you'd be quite energetic or you'd be up for doing more things, whereas now you're a little bit more like that. The energy's softer around you. You are actually giving yourself that nurturing energy that I feel you've been looking for elsewhere, perhaps in other people, maybe in relationships or from family members. You're finding that within yourself. I do feel if you are a divine masculine listening to this, then you're working more with your inner feminine aspects here. So more nurturing, more perhaps in the emotional body. And if you are the divine feminine here, then you might be working more with your masculine energy. But I do feel actually for some of the feminines that are watching this, you're actually softening more into the feminine. I feel like maybe you have been a feminine that's been working more, and they're masculine, which has been that adrenaline, that sort of like you've had to like hold everything up. Whereas now you're starting to find yourself in a place where you kind of finding more peace. You are becoming more peaceful, and I feel in that peacefulness you are starting to notice this metamorphosis. You are starting to notice and like feel these legs. You're starting to realize, yeah, I do have the ability to move on. I have the ability to do what I want to do here. So let's see what other runes work with this energy right now. So we've got the Carno, we know that we're working with on there. So let's grab another 2 runes. Let's grab one more. Okay, so we have as well Tiwaz and Ansuz. So this is actually about you communicating what is for your highest good, for your highest purpose. And I feel like Bacano and the slowing down energy, this nurturing energy that you've started to adopt, is helping you to actually start to communicate, not so much externally, but communicate with yourself just what it is that you need. Bacano also holds, and I've said this before, like a truth that's hidden deep within you. And I feel like with Tiwaz present here, it's helping you to actually commit to yourself and understand what it is that really is a commitment to you right now. What commitment are you looking for at this time in your life? And once you have actually internally communicated that to yourself and allowed yourself to be nurtured, allowed yourself to understand what it is that you're looking for, then you'll start to be able to use your legs to move forward and express that in your environment and to the people around you. I do see a form of communication happening here, and I do feel that it's actually yourself communicating outwardly, maybe to another person, but communicating what your needs are. And for some of you, this might be actually going out and finding the job that you want. It might be moving from something that has been employment to a self-employed sort of position. For some of you, I feel that definitely. And for some of you, I feel it's more allowing yourself to be nurtured, allowing yourself to be looked after. If you are receiving ailments right now, I say receiving, if you have ailments right now, so say you're feeling a little bit worn down, or you've got, I don't know, arms or legs or something that are hurting at this point, and there's somebody that you're living with that, you know, is showing signs of wanting to look after you, wanting to help you, wanting to support you, Bacano is asking you to allow that to happen. If you are aware of a nurturing energy, you're being guided to move into that energy. Allow yourself to be supported, allow yourself to be guided here. For some of you, and I feel this is more for the females actually, for the masculines here, I feel this is a time of you allowing yourself to be nurtured. And again, you know, I keep saying masculine and feminine, but this might be speaking to some females that are working with their masculine energy right now. And if that's the case, then this is about you perhaps working on speaking out and saying what it is that you need and what you want. And for the masculines out there working with the feminine, this might be more, you know, allowing yourself to be looked after, allowing yourself to be loved, allowing yourself to surrender to something that actually feels quite nurturing. You know, there's quite it's moving out of our ego and into what our soul needs are asking of us and asking for us. So I'm going to grab some tarot now to kind of just look into this a little bit deeper, because as I say, there's many of you that this frog and lotus is definitely speaking to today. And I want to know why you're holding back from using those legs, why you're holding back from moving forward. Why is this viewer holding back from using their legs, from walking forwards? I keep thinking of Ariel, you know, the Little Mermaid. You know, and this is not the Disney one, but the original story that was kind of about how when she went on to land with her legs, it used to feel like pins and needles and really hurt her, but she still went and did it. And there's a point where I think she got used to the feeling. So it's almost like, you know, it might be painful or different to what you used to start with, but it will get easier, it will get better. Transformation can be very painful, it can be difficult, and it can be scary at times as well. So this is why we need support. We need to nestle into what nurtures us and can guide us through that as well and help us. Okay, so we've got 2 cards that have just flown out. We have the Devil and the 3 of Swords in reverse. Okay, I feel for some of you, there's an element here of forgiveness, and also some of you have come a long way in releasing a lot of the past and an old version of yourself. So it's like Bacano here could represent where you are, you know, if you're in hospital and you've just had an operation or you've just given birth or something like that, the most amazing thing that you have is tea and toast. Do you know this? So this is the energy right now that I'm feeling for you, is you are in that element of after the experience and eating the tea and toast. Well, not eating the tea, but, you know, eating the toast and drinking the tea. There's an element here, I feel, for some of you that you have been releasing. There's been parts of yourself that you've kind of stripped away, that you've been letting go of, that you felt haven't really been healthy things about you, that you are now looking to let go of. And I want to say, if that is you, well done. You know, take some time to be grateful for the journey that you've been on and the work that you've done on yourself. That's phenomenal. That's not easy. And I feel for some of you, you've actually done all of that all by yourself. You haven't actually asked for any help. You haven't sought any guidance here. You've just got on with it. And maybe for some of you, you've took a period of just like burying your head in the sand and moving through things, maybe felt a little bit sorry and down. But now you are really reaching into that emotional body. And there is an element of, you know, forgiveness here, of your heart's kind of like broken open. And I feel if forgiveness is something that you are looking for, and maybe you haven't had this said to you, but you are forgiven. I feel I'm being guided to say to you that you are forgiven. Whatever it was about you that you feel has created something, a bitterness or bitter taste in your life, you are forgiven. You're forgiven for that. Okay? Whatever you're thinking, whoever you're thinking about, or whatever you're thinking about, might be several aspects of your life here that you are feeling you need forgiveness for, or you would like forgiveness for. And maybe that hasn't been spoken to you, but this is telling you you are forgiven. And Spirit sees the work that you are doing, and you are going to be rewarded for that. I feel like for some of you, you're collapsing a lot of addictions, things that haven't been healthy for you, but have been in your life for a long time. And you are working towards collapsing those things to bring you into a healthier way of being. And again, that can bring on, sometimes that can bring on colds and flus and things and make you not feel great. But in the process, in the long term, you are going to recover from that. So this transition, I do feel for many of you, has actually been quite painful and possibly is still a little bit painful. The frog that I saw today, it wasn't moving. It didn't move far. It jumped in front of me and then it didn't really move much after that. Allowed me to take some pictures of it. I think it was a bit of a poser. There's something about the sheep as well that I want to talk about. There was something I went through a few months ago, and I went just to a river where I normally go with my family. And anyway, while we were playing in the river, there was a sheep in the river that my daughter spotted. And it was a nice hot day, and I decided I couldn't leave it, and the water was too high for me to get in to get it. So I went across the river and around the other side, and I literally dragged this sheep out of the river. It was heavy because if you've ever felt a sheep that's full of water, it's like a brick. It's really, really heavy. And I just literally launched this thing onto me. It was dithering and I just held it, and it let me do that. It let me rescue it. It let me nurture it. And sure enough, I mean, I must have been sat there for a good 20 minutes or something. I literally just tried to check if its legs were broken or if it was okay. And it actually stood up and walked off, and it looked back towards us and then just carried on, you know, as if nothing had happened. There's an opportunity here for you to be saved, if that's the right word. There's an opportunity for you to be held, rescued, if you like. And sometimes there's a fear in allowing that. But when you get to a point where actually, like, I can't stay in this any longer, there is always something that will be there to pull you out. It's like a guardian angel or a force that's around you. And that might come through videos. It might come through actually connecting with a stranger or anybody. It could come from anywhere. But you have to ask for it. You have to put it out there and admit to yourself. So that's what Bacano is suggesting. And what Ansels is suggesting here is admitting to yourself, actually really communicating to yourself, like, I want to be rescued. I want to be held. I want to be loved. That's what I'm feeling from this. And that story that I've given you there, and the fact I saw the frog today, you are finding your legs in moving towards nourishment and love and all of the things that you're looking for. And you're getting closer to it because of the work that you've done on yourself. Now, I did find that the Two of Wands came out of the pack here. So this is about, it's usually where there's decisions to be made, there's choices to be made here. And I feel like for many of you, and this comes out a lot, there's two paths for you right now. And there's always this path of, you know, comfort or growth. And the path of comfort is usually the one that kind of brings us back into the patterns that weren't so great for us. Whereas the pattern, the path of growth is the one that kind of strips us of those patterns that have held us back in the past. And I see you leaning towards the one of growth right now and away from the one of comfort. And just know that the experiences that you are about to go through, I'm getting the number 10 quite clear in my mind here. Now, for some of you, I feel like that could be to do with something from October. And for some of you, I feel like that could be something to do with around something in March, around the 10th of March. There's an opportunity for you. And what I'm getting there is, you know, if you look through a window and it hasn't been cleaned and it's all misted up or whatever, sometimes we can sit and try and look through that window thinking like, oh, you know, I wish I could see out of this window. I really wish I could. And then there's the thought of, I'm going to get up and flipping clean that window so I can actually see out of it. But it means going around the other side. It means taking a different perspective. It means doing something different. And when we do something different, we change our brain waves. We change how we think about things. And when you do that, it gives you an inspired thought, which then leads to an inspired action. So then you actually start to see things changing. I feel like I'm giving lectures today. This reading's more of a lecture, isn't it? Okay, so within this, and with Bacano there as well, there is a little bit of a secret within, I feel. I feel like you're holding something back. You are trying to hide from something that's becoming quite profound within you at this time. There is an element of doubt and illusion with this. And you may not be conscious of this. I might be saying this and you're sort of like, what am I hiding? What is it? And it's to do with loyalty. It is to do with loyalty. And maybe that's one of the things about what we've been collapsing on here. There's been something around maybe trust, truth, and the ability for that to be seen. And I do feel like you do second guess yourself sometimes. And for some of you, I'm getting a feeling of like that imposter syndrome. If you don't know what that means, it's basically like, so for some of you that this could be to do with your career or just the way that you are with people. You feel like an imposter, or you feel like you're not fully giving yourself in an authentic way. And due to that, you're not fully being seen. And I feel like right now, part of this energy of nurturing yourself is that actually you would like to be recognized, you would like to be seen. And maybe you are watching somebody else being illuminated in that light and you would like some of that. You want to be like that person. But for some reason, you're hiding yourself away. And what I'm getting on here with the Ace of Pentacles is that you could actually use this to your advantage. The aspects of that person that you feel inspired by, or that illuminates these things about yourself, use that to your advantage. Start doing the same or similar kind of things to this person. Start working towards and planting that seed for yourself, because there are opportunities on their way for you. There are so many things that you can do for yourself. It's funny because that looks like Ariel, and I was talking about Ariel, wasn't I? It's like this red head. It looks like a mermaid, but I don't think it is. You know, you can either stay under the water or you can allow yourself to be seen. It's entirely up to you. The choice is yours. But with the Ace of Pentacles here, it's expressing to you, you know, maybe you need to take your roots up and plant them somewhere else. And again, it's a process, and it's that transformation, it's that metamorphosis. But you've been under for so long now. It's time to come up. You're going to get pruny fingers if you stay under any longer. You need to come up now and be seen. Allow yourself to shine. Allow yourself, you know, there is room for you. Don't know why I said that. There's room for you. Whoever needed to hear that. Okay. So let's see now, what action are you going to take here? So what action is this viewer going to take to empower this? Do you know, I just looked up then to think, because I thought this wasn't recording, and I've just seen 2-2 on the timer, which that's been following me around lately. Okay, wow. So the action that you're going to take, there's some real inspired action here. This is reconnecting you with something that your creative outlet, your creative power. You are changing direction right now, and you are heading in the direction of power. You know, you're really sort of like bringing out your, paying attention to what really brings the fire out within you, and moving to the rhythm of your own power. Now, what I just got with that is you are a little bit too bothered about what other people think. And when you are worried about what other people think, it kind of puts a dampener on that fire. So this fire is here in your solar plexus, your seat of your power. But because of this worry about what other people think of you, and when you're trying to transition from one version of yourself to another, there's always going to be people that want to see you stay as the person that you were, because that's comfortable for them. But right now you are going through a transition that's bringing you out of comfort and into growth. So don't let yourself be held back by what other people might be thinking about you. They will catch on. If they're the right people for you in your life, they will move with you, okay? Don't doubt it. Allow it to happen. Allow yourself to move through it. We have the Emperor, which is power. It's action. It's the divine masculine. So I do feel that this is where you're heading if you stay with that intuitive movement. So where did we have the moon? So there is an element of intuition here, and you are ignoring your intuition and going for comfort. This frog wants to be able to hop and move. The frog today was not moving very fast. And maybe going slow is what's right for you right now, but know that you are leading yourself. If you can allow yourself to communicate and bring this in. Now, another message I'm getting from this as well, which connects to answers and T-was, this is connecting with your higher self. And I feel like you need to start, whether you write this in a journal or speak it out loud, speak it to the moon or a tree or whatever resonates with you. But it's actually allowing yourself to acknowledge the truth. And by speaking it, you can then start to allow your web to vibrate at that level. And you don't have to know how it's going to happen. You don't have to know how it's going to pan out. You're just allowing that vibration to be sent out. So say, for instance, if your truth is like, I really want to change my job, but right now you don't see any way that could happen. Put it out there, because right now, this energy that's around you, you're being asked to take a leap of faith. And if you don't take this leap of faith now, you're going to miss this opportunity. This is your time to take that leap of faith. And this is where you are going to be if you do. If you don't, then you can only really expect more of the same. And it's going to keep eating away at you, and the same cycle and same patterns are going to happen. And then I feel like you're going to come back into this devil energy. Instead of it being in reverse, it's going to be this way up. And the cycle will repeat itself again. You'll find that heartbreak and the same patterns. But this is where you've actually, I feel, collapsed this pattern that's allowing you to realise, I ain't going through that again. I'm not doing that again. So I'm going to collapse all the patterns that are standing in the way of me feeling good and feeling like I resonate with the version of myself that I want to be. And something has inspired you here. Something has awoken you to wanting to make this metamorphosis. Couldn't say that then. So stop lying to yourself, stop hiding, stop allowing the illusion around you of other people to stop you from being who you want to be, not what you think people need you to be or perceive you to be, okay? You can make these changes. You've already made some major transformations. You've already made some mega changes about yourself. Own it now. Own it. And keep moving in those cycles. So when you think back to where you've made a change previously, which you have, people had to just accept it, didn't they? So what is stopping you now? Why have you put yourself in this chrysalis now when you don't need to stay in that chrysalis anymore because you have grown, yeah? You don't need to stay acting like a tadpole anymore because now you're a frog. And when you're a frog, you are able to jump. When you're a tadpole, you're afraid that everything's going to get you. Okay. I'm going to leave this reading here for you. If you would like to delve deeper into this as a personal reading, because remember this is a collective, so it is better as a personal reading so we can delve more deeply into your personal situation. But definitely if this frog energy is resonating with you, or even the sheep is resonating with you, then do get in touch for a personalised reading. Have a blessed day.